Hello. Today is November 13th, and this is the fourth episode of Full of Knit Podcast. I'm Susan.
And I'm Karen.
And you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as NC Knitta. That's Knitta.
And you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as the Havelock Zoo.
And we are in a different locale today.
Field trip.
Not for me. Just been crazy trying to get together, so it just worked out that we were going to be in the same town at the same time today, so here we are doing it today. Want to welcome any new viewers and welcome back any returning viewers. If you like what you see, please hit like and subscribe. It not only helps us out, but it also helps the community out as a whole to get the content out there to more people, let people know what's available out there in podcast land. So,
and we have a podcast group.
Yes, we do.
On Ravelry, and go and join that because we're having a knit-along.
Our very first ever.
Yay!
And we'll talk about that a little bit later on.
We will. Yeah. We will.
All right.
So what do we start now? Well, we can start out with this little guy.
I got to clean my
glasses. This week. You go right ahead, and I will talk about this little guy who's newborn because his fontanelle hasn't even closed yet. This is a little monkey that I was making as a commission. You snorted. It's the caribou. Now, I had the pattern, and what did I do with it?
Oh, you ate it.
It's right here. It's the caribou monkey pattern. It is a paid-for pattern. It's by CID Hanscom Designs. And it's made for a yarn called Caribou, which, as you can see in the pattern, was fluffy, but the lady who wanted me to make him wanted purple with pink accents, and I couldn't find anything purple and fluffy, so I think he looks pretty cute.
He's cute.
I'm gonna hold him a little closer.
He is cute. Oh my gosh.
He is made out of... I am not prepared at all for this today.
Neither one of us are.
Look, y'all get to see my butt.
It's just one of those things. It just happened that this was the
Anyhow.
day.
It is made out of the Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. And this one is soft pink. Soft pink. And the purple is orchid. That's orchid. And as you can see, I didn't use very much. So you could do an opposite kind of monkey.
You could do a bunch of monkeys with
I could
that.
do a bunch of monkeys. Or make him clothing or something. So what do you think about his eyes? See, on the pattern, oops,
On the
sit
pattern?
up monkey. On the pattern, his eyes are like closer together.
Yeah.
But I kind of like them farther apart. I think it makes him look sweeter. Or does it make him look like a lamb?
What if you put some felt behind it? You know, like the little felt circles. Put them just a little bit. If you put them a little bit closer together, with the felt,
See, doesn't he look mean though?
Yeah,
With the eyes closer together, it looks like a little monkey convict. So.
Maybe if you put felt behind him, it'll make him not look so lamby.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't look like a lamb to me, but...
Well, he's got a tail. I mean, have you ever seen a lamb with a tail like that?
Nope.
Does he feel like he's stuffed enough?
You might stuff him a little bit tighter, because, you know, that stuff wears down when you push it
It's for
around.
a 3-year-old, and she's probably going to be swinging him around by his tail, so...
Yeah, I think I'd stuff him a little bit more.
Yeah, that's cute.
I think I would.
Sit there, little monkey.
Yeah.
Or over there. So that was the first thing I finished this week.
Oh, are we doing FOs first?
Apparently we are, because we started out with the monkey.
All right. Well, I was all prepared to go whip, but I can go FO.
Go
I can change up.
What
like
you
that.
got finished?
Well, so our knit along is called Frogger Finish. So the idea behind that is you either frog it and get it off your needles, or you finish it and get it off your needles, so that the needles are all clear to start off in 2018 with new knitting projects.
Right.
So one of my FOs, I'm so excited.
Oh, yes,
Is
the shawl that none of us can say.
Antarcticus, whatever. Anyway, it's a paid-for pattern by Janina Calilio Designs. I think I'm probably butchering the name, but that's the one that we've all been Well, you and I have been talking about how we just can't wait to get over with
Get
and
it
done.
off the needles. Yeah.
Yep. So finally, last night, it's not blocked, ends are not woven in, but I'm calling it done.
It's a beautiful shawl. It's just
okay. So here we
there's
go.
a lot of repeating over and over again.
Yeah. And it'll be much prettier when it's all blocked out and stretched out and all that. But I'm just so glad it's done. I added repeats to get to the green, and I had this much left of my 50 Shades of Gradient, which is
because there's like 500 and something yards on
there's
there.
560 yards, and this is the 100% superwash merino by Fiber Studio 50 Shades of Gradient in the foxglove colorway. And I would have loved to have had more green, but I was just ready to be done with this. So
that was me when I got to that. I was like, okay, I've got all the colors in it. I am done. Casting this.
So that's done. That's one off. I've freed up one set of needles, so that's done. Because when did we start this? Like, I don't know, 4 months ago, 5 months ago.
Yeah.
When did we go to Shelly's when she was in Wilson back in like the summer?
Yeah, it was still hot.
Because we started it right then because we talked about it that day. You said, I think I need to knit it since my knitting class is doing it. So I know when they ask me questions, and I'll do it with you. So we're like, what, six months?
Yeah, at least 5 months
or so on that whip. So that one's done. Got a set of needles cleared off for that. And I have one more FO. Do you have another? Oh,
I
do.
do.
Okay.
I do.
Shoot on.
The baby sweater from hell. Da, da, da. It's actually the cutest little thing. It's called a little baby smock. It's made out of, see again, no patterns.
Oh, by the way, I did that Antarctica shawl on number 6 Knitter's Pride Dreams Fixed Needles.
You would think that we would be a little more.
Nah, not today.
No.
Well, we're out of our element.
We are.
We're in a different place. We're in a different place. Setup is different. We just got used to our setup, and she's so cute.
Pretty Samaki of Sirdar, size 6 needles. Was the Sirdar Snuggly Baby Crofter yarn. But this pattern, I apparently am not a pieced sweater person. Because this pattern made me a little nuts. So, if you wait until the end of this video, there was a ceremonial burning of a copy of this pattern last night. Just saying.
Did you really? Did
I did. I went out to the backyard
and burned it
to the chimenea,
nice.
And I made a copy of it, and I set that baby on fire.
All right.
But here's the fun part, boys and girls. This little booklet, it's got a lot of different patterns in it. I know.
It's super cute.
And they're all really cute.
Super cute.
But they're all pieced. So if there is someone out there who likes to do pieced sweaters, we're going to open a thread in our Ravelry group, and the prompt is going to be, what do you do with patterns that you made that you are never ever going to do again? So answer that question. Do you burn them, rip them up? Do you just, make a note of that. Because, and then we're going to pick random number generator, pick one, and I'm going to send you this book. So,
what do you do with patterns that you will never ever knit again?
Yes. Cool, huh? So, go out.
Do you, do you have a cutoff date on when you want this?
Oh, before the next podcast. So it'll probably be 2 weeks. So you got 2 weeks to get in and
put your
answer
assuming that our
in there.
schedules stay right.
We're going to try.
It could be 3 weeks.
It could be 3 weeks, but we're shooting for 2 people. So if you like the little book, it's yours. Better than having it sit in my craft room.
Take up space.
Yes, and I don't want to burn the whole thing because that seemed a waste. Because there's probably somebody out there who would like to attempt
I'm sure
these.
there's somebody that would love it.
Yeah, so.
Did you show the sweater?
I did show the sweater.
Okay. I'm too busy.
Yeah.
I'm making notes.
You are making notes.
I'm making notes over here. Okay, so my next FO.
You did a little one too.
I did. The baby blanket that I did.
Yeah.
Remember that I just finished for the lady? Knit this. I'm going to give this to her, my gift to her for being a first time grandma. And it's the striped smock top. Yep, this is a free pattern on the Rav. And I did it by the pattern. I used the little leftover yarn that I had from the blanket. And I went out yesterday. Hannah, you know I hate Walmart.
Don't we all?
Well, nowhere else is open yesterday but Walmart.
Yes.
So I had to I thought I had to have a button, you know, because I thought I would get it done last night. Well, it's still not totally dry, but she found these digging. Like it was the last one in the thing, you know, it wasn't. She just happened to find it digging through there. I think that's pretty darn close.
It is.
And it called for a 5/8, and this is a 3/4. But I made it work in the store. I got it crammed through there.
Is it just one button?
Yep, just one button at the top. So the little button will go right there.
Cute. Oh, hold it close. Yeah.
Let me get up there. So I think that matches. That matches
It does.
pretty well.
It has been gray all day until we decided to do this, and then the sun's like, chilly, rainy, gross, until we decide to do that. I'm thinking, oh man, the light's great. I know,
you know,
it's going to be nice
the lights
and gray lighting. Yeah.
No, it sucks.
No.
Just because we decided to do a little something.
Okay, I think that's all my finished
I think that's all. Oh, and I knit that on number 5 and number 7 Addy Clicks, which are the Addy interchangeables. Told you about the yarn. That's white and flamingo leftover, comfy worsted by Knit Pick Switch. Now that I just brought Knit Picks up, I'm going to go ahead and say it before I forget. Just saw on Instagram a few minutes ago. What time is it now? It is 12:55 on the 13th. Knit Picks has their 60% off Cyber Monday sale going on all week, but they started now, so I hear there's some new Felici colors.
There is some new Felici colors. Someone may have already bought 2 of every color.
So if you're into that, jump on over there and go get you some. So I wanted to make sure that I did bring that up, and I got one other sale thing that I want to talk about.
Yes, and thank you to Kay for tagging me.
The crazy sock lady. Thank you.
Yes, she tagged me in her little post because she knows what a freak I am about Felici.
Well, you're a freak, that's for sure.
Yes, and I was in the middle of my knitting class, and I was like, y'all, hang on just for a second. Talk amongst yourselves. Don't do anything crazy that I need to fix for just a couple minutes while I buy some yarn.
Okay.
Is that all you're finished and stuff?
Yes, it is.
All right, let's go on to whips. And here I am, crazy again. So keep your eye out because this one's going to be given away next.
As well.
This is the little boy. It's the same company as the little girl sweater. And
are you doing this for Frogger Finish?
yes, because I think I'm going to be able to finish this by the end of the year.
You know what I like about this? It's making me do stuff. I mean, things that have been, you know what I mean, languishing.
See, here's just the back. It's just the back of it. And I have one little side started. This is size 6 needle this is Serdar's Baby Bamboo.
Feels really good.
And it's colorway 140.
So it's like a little old man jacket.
I know, I thought it was cute. Again, pieced. I didn't read the pattern first.
Well, who does
if
that?
I had read the pattern first, I may have rethunk it. But I didn't. But this is when my Frogger finishes, so we will.
Which, by the way, we're participating. We aren't eligible for prizes. We know that, so we won't be posted in the FO threads, but we are going to post in the chatter threads.
Right.
So, and
we'll post it on our Instagram feed too, pictures of stuff that we're finishing.
Okay, so last podcast, I think I talked about how my mojo had kind of left me. And all that kind of stuff.
You were mojo-less.
I think my mojo's back.
Yay!
And I have to say, it's all because of Anthony Casalina and his awesome shawl patterns. So, I said at the beginning of the year I was not knitting any shawls.
Sorry, she said sweaters.
Socks, that
Yes.
kind of stuff. But you know, my mojo just was gone, and I saw this pattern, and I told Karen when I said I've got to do this. It just keeps calling at me every time I go to Ravelry, or I had to. So
and since she already had yarn in her stash for it,
righto. So this is the pattern. It's in black and white. It's Anthony Castellina Leah. And if you guys aren't familiar with him, go check him out. He does some beautiful stuff. We've talked about him before with the Treamolte and the Castro shawl that I had.
Yeah.
I am doing this on number 7 Addie Clicks, and I'm using, I don't know how to pronounce this, so I'm just going to put the label up there. It's Fido yarn, and the name of the yarn is Chazette, I don't know. Chazette. Ugh. And the colorway is,
or we could say
Miami.
it Carolina way and call it Chazette.
You're funny. It's a Fido yarn, Chazette, whatever, in Miami is the color. And also, you might help me with this. Sweet Georgia Tough Love. Can't remember if it was pistachio.
Probably.
Or, at any rate, here's the two colors that I'm doing
pistachio.
together.
Yeah, that variegated is not showing as bright as it is.
No, it's super duper bright.
Because it is neon.
It is. Well, not quite neon, but it's a much, anyway.
It's
not
much brighter than it looks there.
So I've got this much done. I'm almost to section, I'm almost done with section 2. So, there's the top.
Oh, pretty. Yeah, that's showing a little better in the color.
The only thing I'm not digging about it, I love the pattern. The thing I'm not digging about it is that in this variegated yarn, in the Fido yarn, there's some green.
And it matches the pistachio so well.
Yeah, and then so it looks like in the places where, you know, there's supposed to be variation or contrast, there's not. But
it's
you know
a fade.
What? At this point, at this point, I'm not going to worry with it. I mean, it just is what it is. I'm going to do it. If I decide later on that I want to do another one that's more contrasty, I wasn't thinking of that. You know, when I was showing you colors, I just wasn't thinking that, oh, at some point they're going to touch one another.
Right.
So it'll be what it'll be. It's going to be pretty. Oh yeah, it's going to be pretty. And I love his patterns. So yeah, that's got my mojo back. Otherwise, I wouldn't have ripped off.
Cool.
That, the baby sweater, the arc shawl, the thing that we can't pronounce.
That thing.
That thing.
I've gotten
a long way. I mean, this just got me going. I don't know what it was. But anyway.
All right, this is not going to be for the Frogger finish because this is just.
This is Frogger finish right here for sure. Did I say everything I wanted to say about this? Yeah, Addie Clicks. I think I did. Okay.
This is my corner to corner stripey blanket.
I still want to learn how to do that. Oops. Still want to learn how.
Stop. And my cute little bat progress keeper from Knitty by Nature. He's so cute. Well, I'm just about to the point, I think, because I just want this to be a lap blanket for myself. And I'm not a big person. So I'm just about to the point of making it into a rectangle.
I gotta get some of this stuff away from me.
Hold this. Hold this end.
Hold it.
Hold that end.
Watch who you call a hoe.
Yeah.
It's too cute.
See? And I think it's wide enough for me, like, let me show you. See? Oh, it covers all my parts if I'm laying on the couch. So it just needs to go up now. And I have Googled how to do decreases.
Oh, so you're going to start decreasing? Is that what you're going to start doing?
Decide that you want to be straight, because let's see. This is going to be the... Maybe not, hang on. Okay. This is going to be the width right here.
Okay.
So then I'm going to continue going up. I'll still increase on this end.
Right, but not on this
decrease
end.
On that end, so then it'll give it a straight
up.
up.
I got you now. Okay.
This is the nicest blanket.
It is. It feels wonderful.
I would like to say I would want to use it somewhere that the cats aren't, so it won't be full of cat hair, but
That'll never
it's
happen.
not going to happen.
That's pretty though. That's really nice.
Yes. And this is done with an E-hook, which is a 3.5.
One day I'll learn to crochet.
And it's, who knows where my hook is? Oh, there it is. It's my little soft, squishy boy E-hook for arthritic old hands. I like these. I like it because they have a place. I hold my hook like a spoon, so it's got a nice place for my thumb. Those ones that are just the skinny little ones, they hurt my hands.
Do they?
Yeah. I see that Amber Yarn Hoarder gets the Sculpey clay ones.
Like Simple Serving, doesn't she make those?
I think
Simply
she
Serving.
does. Yeah,
Makes
she does the fancier
the charms.
ones.
She also makes
Yeah,
the hooks, right? With the different clay.
I have clay and I
things.
could try it, but I'd rather buy them. It's kind of like gardening. I love fresh vegetables, and I tried making a garden a couple years.
Just easier to buy them.
I decided I'm more of a farmer's market kind of girl than a farmer, so yeah.
Okay, so moving on to next, another one of my Frogger finish. This one's going to be a finish. I posted this one on Instagram the other day. I'm embarrassed to tell you how long this has been a whip. Quite some time.
It's got beads.
It does.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I haven't.
Oh.
No one has till yesterday. So it is. It's all about the bling shoulder scarf, and I believe that this is a free pattern on Ravelry. I'm almost certain it is because I don't think at this point. This was like the first thing I ever knit with beads, and I don't think I wanted to pay for a pattern.
Yeah.
Z got me into knitting with beads. And this is, it sure is. Fable Fibers, Novell is the yarn, and the colorway is called Venus Bloom. And I saw this at the Salty Sheep years ago, and it's absolutely freaking gorgeous.
In Swansboro, North Carolina.
Person. Oh my God, this is so pretty in person. It's just not going to show up. Well, maybe
it's pretty.
It's a little brighter. It's showing up a little muted on camera, but there's over 500 stitches on this thing, and that's part of the reason why it's still a whip, because it just takes me so long to do
20 minutes
or more. I mean, because especially like if putting the beads on, you know.
Yeah.
And where I'm at right now, I'm almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more rows until I can start binding off, I think. But I bind off with beads also.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, so that's one reason. But this is going to be one that gets finished. No way am I frogging this. No way, no way, no way. Am I frogging it? I'm doing this on a number 7 Knitter's Pride Dreams, and it's one of my interchangeables. I said that. Oh, and it's using my Yuki seed beads, the number 6. I'm not sure the color because the bead place that I bought them from, he does his own code. I think it's 254D. It says dark red on the thing, but that's really not red.
But it's got nice little
orangey.
orangey.
Yeah, it's orangey, pinky, but it'll be beautiful when it's done. It's just so long.
They'll have to go somewhere fancy.
Yeah, right. Your house.
It's fancy there.
It is. Depends on the viewer.
Yeah.
So yeah, this will definitely be a finish. I'm not, no way am I frogging this. However, I do want to not look at it sitting on my table anymore. So I do want it done.
So get her done.
Exactly. So I want that done.
My next thing that will be finished, and these should be finished relatively soon, are the socks for the RO. I got the heels in.
That means retired one, y'all.
Yeah, the retired one. So I'm getting there. Bigfoot.
All this stuff in.
I got to get it back down to here for his foot before I can put the toe in. And I'm doing these on Chiagu 2.25. And I always do my socks in tandem I try doing 2 at a time. There's too much cord and too much yarn going on, and it just gets me all twitchy. So
I can't get in my mind how to do 2 at a time and do the heels. I know it can happen. I know
yeah,
people
you
do
have
it.
to do the heel one at a time, or you do an afterthought heel, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't there a way to do 2 at a time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, that my mind can't.
I have a book that tells you how to do it, but
I do too.
I did one pair like that, and
it
drove me nuts, and it took twice as long.
Is this Hermione's?
Yes, this is. Sorry, thank you for keeping me straight. This is their Hermione sock pattern, and this is Felici sock yarn.
Oh my god! Let me get some more.
One of my favorites. So let me get some. Well, last time I bought 2 of every color, and the retired one went into my craft room, where I had them all nicely displayed and said, I want these and these and these and these for socks.
How presumptuous!
I know.
Who does he think he is?
The man who makes all the money.
Not all the money.
Not all the money.
Not all.
I don't support my habit, but kind of.
Yeah, you kind of do.
Bit.
Okay, so one more, as Michelle and Leslie would say on the Naughty Knitwits community service, is I haven't bought anything. I don't have any booty call, but I can help y'all with the booty call. Cause Knit Picks has got their sale going on, 60% off, and Shelly at Hope Knit, she's got. This morning when I checked about 2 hours ago, she has at that time 69 skeins on sale.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and we're talking like 15% or so. So, and I right before we started podcasting, I went and checked, and if you guys remember the crooked neck swash that I bought a couple months ago, I think it was like on the very first podcast. There's some of this on the McQueen silk on sale in the shop.
I will put her
her
name and her info down at the bottom, because I know how to do some editing stuff now.
So I think what she does is when she gets like 1 or 2 skeins of something left, remember we used to call them orphan skeins at the shop?
Yeah.
She puts them on sale.
Oh, cool.
And there's like 69 so far, and this just happened to be one of them, and I had this one so I could show you guys. So yeah, if you like this one, okay. If you like this one, you can pop on over to Hope Knit on Etsy and get you some of this, or a lot of it. She's got a lot of pretty skeins. There's one on there. I'm not going to mention what it is because if it's still there when she puts Christmas yarn up, I'm getting it. I'm not going to say what it is. I don't want anybody to carjack me. But when she puts her new, I'm waiting for Christmas yarn because I've been watching Amy Florence of Stranded Dye Work, Stranded Podcast. She's doing Christmas socks. She's trying to have 25 pairs of Christmas socks to wear one a day. Well, now I'm all hooked up in this Christmas yarn stuff in my head. So I'm thinking that I want to do Christmas, and Shelly has a couple pretty Christmas colors that I want. So
cool.
Yeah, I've been putting off ordering them, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. So, so anyway, yeah, if you guys are looking for some sale yarn, or you want to try Shelly's yarn, you've never tried it before, and you want to try it, pop on over there and save 15%. Some of her yarns also, I think she offers free shipping on. So just go and check it out, and you won't be making a bad choice, no matter what you get.
Cool.
It won't be a bad choice.
Okay,
so,
look,
right.
I'm finished with 3 colors on the blanket that will never end.
Unless you hack his legs off.
That'd be bad.
It's pretty though. You know what? It's just as pretty on the back as it is the front, Karen.
That's because I'm such a decent knitter.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
Oh wait, my shirt. I'm an awesome knitting lady.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Rather than a people person.
Yes.
Yep.
But,
I was just sitting here thinking neither one of us have anything knitting, nothing that we've knit on. You know? I mean, I have a knitted sweater on, but I didn't.
So yeah, I finished the green and white last night, and now we're on to green and blue. I was worried that it was going to look really Christmassy with the red and the green, but it doesn't.
Because that's like not Christmas red to me.
No.
That's like more of a burgundy.
So, and plus it's going to have more colors in it, or more combinations. I think now I've got every 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I had 5 colors. So I think I've got every color in it now, and now we'll just have to keep changing up the combinations until it's long enough to cover his long self.
Okay.
And this was done with Knit Picks, Mighty Stitch Bulky, and the color I'm working in now is Ivy and
Where was all this sun earlier?
Gulf Stream.
That's pretty.
It's the snuggliest yarn.
It feels
it is soft, and this waffle weave pattern is really squishy. It was nice to work on yesterday because it was cold and yucky, and
it was
you
cold
lay the
and yucky
blanket
this
across
morning.
your legs and you just knit.
Now the sun's all out.
I know.
Hannah and I got in trouble yesterday when we went to Walmart.
What'd you do?
Well, apparently we stayed too long.
Oh.
But nobody told me that she was under a time crunch, right?
Oops.
So we go to Walmart and look
Bad
around.
auntie.
We find the buttons, and she's been into making this slime stuff. I don't know. Apparently, it's a big thing with that age group.
No, I've seen the ladies at the place where we go for our Friday knitting group.
Well,
their grandchildren had made some.
so we're walking through there, right? And of course, they got, out in the they put those big boxes of crap out in the middle.
Yes.
I never go there. It's like the first time in, I don't know. Well, last time I went with you, and I was only because I had to. They put crap, in the box, big bins in the middle.
Yes.
What was a kit that had glitter and all this kind of crap in there, and she's been making it all summer. I mean, she's got stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, she got it. And, well, we're walking around with it. She was trying to decide whether she wanted that or she just wanted glitter. And I said, well, you decide. We'll walk around. So we were looking at stuff, and whatnot. And so she says, well, can I have it? I said, if that's what you want. She goes, oh, I love you, sissy.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, all right, whatever.
She's the cool aunt.
Hey, well, I'm so we get it and we check out, and my buttons were like, I don't know, $1 maybe. Yeah, because it was $11 and change, and her thing was $9.97. So all right. So you're not a cheap date. Well, then she's like, well, can we go to Starbucks?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, what do you want from Starbucks? So we put the top down because it was nice enough we could put the top down. So we put the top down. We go across the street, to the Starbucks, and we sit in line. And so we're sitting there talking about frappuccinos and lattes and this and that and the other. And she goes, something, and I said, if you weren't with me, I'd be getting a chai tea iced latte. And she said, really? And I was like, yeah. I said, I love those things. I said, I like them a latte. And I swear to you, that child, she's 11 years old, she looks at me and she says, I like what you did there.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So we got the vanilla bean frappuccino thing. Yeah. Oh my God, I think it's so anyway, yeah, I blew $10 and change at the Starbucks and $11 and change at the Walmart. Then we get home, walk in, and everybody's like, where have you been? And I'm like, we just went to Walmart and Starbucks. I don't know how long it didn't seem like we had been gone that long, but apparently she had something she had to do. I didn't know that.
Well, they should have texted you or called you and said,
they
come
did.
home. Oh.
But I had left my phone at home. I'd left it right here. So, yeah, that's what I was like. We were just oblivious, riding around, drinking our Bente, or how you pronounce it, vanilla bean frappuccino with the top down. Yeah, we didn't have a care in the world. But, yeah. So, anyway, that we'll probably be in trouble. But it's all good. I'm not scared. I'm the oldest sister. So.
That's right. I can do what I want.
That's exactly right.
So what you got going on there with those little pointy
We're
needles?
going to talk about that in a minute. I hate double points, y'all. I will hurt myself not to knit with double points. I will hurt myself not to. And I don't want to be that way about it. I want to not be afraid of them. I want to embrace the double points and all that kind of crap. And so I found a pattern for a little baby sock, little baby teeny tiny sock. And I have some little teeny tiny Sunstruck needles from the Knit Picks that, I don't know, 2 years ago I bought because I was going to try double points.
Bitties. Are those ones?
They're 2.25s.
Yeah, they're tiny.
So I cast it on. Some leftovers.
Because you always try to do things that you don't know how to do, or things that are out of your comfort zone.
So, believe this is free pattern. I wouldn't have paid for it otherwise because I don't have a baby. But Baby Socks, Kate Atherley, it's her pattern. So I got it cast on. I just feel like the biggest dork in the world. I see people knitting on, like I was watching Wet Coast Woolens yesterday. And God bless you people who can knit and talk and look at the camera and keep right on and knitting and knitting. I just cannot do it. But I feel awkward. I'm not sure how to hold things where they're supposed to go. I know where I got to put my needle in, but then I have my yarn over here, and then I feel like I have to go through a maze to get my yarn. You see what I mean? So maybe one day you can help me get not so. Am I holding things right, or am I not holding things right?
Or double points, I hold them more with my fingertips.
Well, I mean, as far as orientation-wise, am I holding things in the
way you're holding your needle looks awkward to me.
It feels awkward to me, and I don't ever knit with double points. So how should I be holding it?
I knit farther. Take my glasses off so I can see up close. I hold them. Are we doing some rib here?
Yep, 2-2.
2-2. Yeah, I hold them down close. So you're holding way far back on your needle?
Yeah.
I hold really close to the tips.
Don't screw it up.
No, I won't screw it up.
Well, you're a decent knitter. You can fix
I can fix it. But yeah, I hold down really close to the tips.
I just feel awkward as all, you know what I mean? Like
yeah, and I think it would be nicer with, because these are short anyhow.
Well, that's why I got them. I got them to be short because I can't stand all that long business.
Yeah,
it's just more crap to get in my way.
My hands, you kind of have your hands back like this.
Okay.
Hold them a little closer.
Okay. All right. So yeah, Karen about passed out when she saw.
I came in and saw double points. I was like, no, those are not yours.
So like, I'm still holding back here. See, it just
you are, and you hold your hand differently. You hold your hand.
It just feels so goofy to me.
Like that. I mean, I hold almost like I'm reading a book when I hold my needles.
So another reason why I guess everybody finds their own rhythm.
Yeah.
It just feels just super awkward to me. And I mean, like I said, I see people who just fly.
Yeah.
See, like this is in my way to me. That's in my way. And it's just.
Well, yeah, you gotta kind of push that. It's learning how to
manipulate it all. I guess.
Yeah. You just gotta do it.
I dropped a stitch. I dropped more than one stitch. Ah! I dropped a bunch of stitches. I dropped like 4, 3, 4.
No, 2. I think it's just 1, 2 maybe.
2. I think it's 2.
Oh, yeah,
Crap.
It's 2.
Crap.
It's all right.
You know what'll happen if I F up, right?
You'll just tear it out.
I will. I certainly will. And I'll say, screw that. I knew I didn't like double points. Yes. And it'd be another 6 months or a year before I try it again.
It should be like me burning stuff out in the backyard.
Yep. I'm not. Those are nice double points, though. I think.
No, I wouldn't burn the needles. I meant you'd be burning patterns.
No. Oh, I know, but I'm saying I think those are nice double points. They're little, and I noticed too that in the pack, I got 6 in the pack. Guess maybe they give you one in case you break it. In case you break one, because I got 4 holding it and knitting.
Yeah, they probably do because these suckers are tiny. Keep talking about something because.
Okay. So, all right.
We shouldn't have let her do this.
Well, you brought it up. I had it just laying there. I was going to keep it for after the camera was off, but you brought it up. You just couldn't stand it that I was knitting with double points. Okay, so the knit along. The knit along. Frogger finish. You can find the details on the Ravelry page. Go over there, take a read, join in. We're gonna have prizes. We got those to show a little bit later.
Okay. I got all excited about prizes. Like, ooh, can I show the prizes?
In just a minute. Okay. But in the spirit of Frogger finish, I got a couple things that one I'm for sure is going to get frogged, and I thought I would frog it on camera because you seem to have an aversion to frogging.
I do, but wait till you see.
I had an aversion to frogging, but I actually enjoy it now because, once you do it, it's kind of like I cleaned out a closet this weekend. No, I'm not. Well, yeah, but I cleaned out a closet this weekend and stuff that I've been hanging on to. I haven't worn it, and I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna get rid of it. And my God, I feel so much better for doing it. I threw it in trash bags and immediately loaded it up in the car and took it to the Goodwill because I didn't want it sitting around here.
Right.
It was still weighing me down.
You don't want to think about it.
Didn't want to think about it, so I immediately loaded it up, took 2 trash bags, and boom. So now I got room in my closet. So one thing I'm gonna frog is. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Kay Jones from the Bakery Bears podcast. She has a sock pattern called Prairie Sock that I've knit several times. One of my favorite sock patterns. I thought that I'd be smart and I would make a cowl. Not a cowl, a cowl, C-O-W-L, with that same pattern. Which, yeah, you can see a little bit. You can't really see it a lot because of the yarn. So... you can't really see it, I don't think. Maybe I actually can see it better on camera than I can in person. But I think like it. I like it. I think it's the yarn choice that I don't like. Okay. I don't. If it were lighter and I could see more of it, because see, look at it in person, you really don't see it. So I'm going to frog it.
Ribbit.
Yep, I got the idea. I've had the idea for quite some time. This is the second attempt to cast on and do it and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't like the first one and I don't like this one. So that is coming off my needle. It's real easy to do, y'all. You just push it off the needle.
I did it kind of, sort of.
You just push it off the needle.
I hate taking things out with a white hot passion. I will struggle through something that I totally hate.
Free needles. Whoop, whoop.
Before I will pull it out because I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I'll rewind.
Some sort of character flaw, maybe. I don't know.
No. Oh.
But I started if you watched the last podcast, you would see that I started the Rhinebeck is Calling socks by the Crazy Sock Lady, Kay Litton. But it's a great pattern and it has a beautiful little lace thing going through it, but it wasn't showing up on these socks, and I was still slogging through it, and Susan kept saying, why don't you just take it out? And I would, no, I won't do it. So finally I did.
Well, kind of, sort of.
I knew they were going to be still
but
socks.
That's good. You're getting there.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
I pulled it back to the cuff. And now I'm doing Mina Phillips' Pebble sock. And I think just something with just a little bit of texture in it. I haven't gotten very far, just the first 4 rows.
Yeah, but I think that'll be
4-row repeat. And and it'll show the yarn better.
Yeah. That's so pretty.
So, I know, she kept saying, just pull it out. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, it feels so good, though, when you do.
It didn't.
Because you didn't do it all the way. Good. You only went halfway.
Well, then.
You only went halfway.
Then, are we ready?
Uh-oh. What? No. Not a full-on frog.
Yes. This has been...
I'm gonna die.
Aren't you glad you're sitting down?
Uh-huh.
I was going to let you help me.
Yes.
This has been... How long has this been on my needles?
I don't know.
3 years?
But did you take a picture of this?
I did.
You need to take a picture before. Well, you can't put it in the prize thread, but you can put it on the chatter thread.
Okay.
That's the thing, too, with the prize thread. If you're going to frog something, take a before picture as a whip. And then after, if you frogged it, take a picture of it after you've bought it back up into a usable ball of yarn. But take a whip picture first and then post those 2 pictures together in the frog finish thread. So just like Karen just did, take a picture
see that?
Of it.
Take a picture.
As a whip. And then when you frog it and you get it wound up in a ball, this is really pretty knitting, but let's go. You ready?
Yes.
You ready?
I want to.
Do you not want, you want me to do it? Will it make it easier? Want to make it easier? Yay, yay, yay. Woohoo! All right.
I'm going to hyperventilate.
No, you're not. It's all good. It's all
Honestly,
good.
you know, this yarn, it could serve a better purpose because honest, number one, it's not really my color.
And how long has this
It
been
was
sitting
given
as a whip?
to me, probably 3 years.
Okay, so 3 years has
3
it been
years.
sitting, doing nobody any
Yeah,
good.
I know. I did a little bit of knitting on it, but every time I would do like one section, and I'd be like, "Why are you doing this? You're not going to wear this."
Yeah, and now you freed up that set of needles.
And maybe I'll use this for like some charity knitting or something.
I mean,
To get the bad juju out of it because I
Right.
hated it. I mean, and this is a cute pattern. It's a terrible
But
copy of it. It's the cotton lace ponchette. And I've seen a lot of people that did it, but I think this was not the right yarn for it because it really wasn't long enough. And I was honestly not sure if I was even going to have enough. So,
when you get home and you have time and you wind that up into a ball, you wind this back into a ball, then take the picture of the finished ball and post it in the chatter thread just so people can see what they're supposed to do. You know what I mean? In case there's any question. I think everybody's pretty, I mean, y'all are smart.
Look at there. Apparently I just started on another
How about that?
ball of yarn.
How about that?
Pull it.
Well, we can't sit here and do the whole thing.
Well, no.
Wait a minute. What the frig is going on?
Well, there you
there?
go. Well, there's
Somewhere-
binding off at the ends.
Oh. Well, yeah, but that like
I
came
know, but
apart.
if we
Look.
pull it...
Look.
Oh, goodness. Well, this was
That's weird.
stuff.
Oh, okay. I know exactly what you're going to say. You need not say anything else.
Yeah, we don't want to be ugly.
Yeah, well, some of us do, but we're not
Okay.
gonna.
Well, we could
Okay, I
actually
gotcha.
just cut that effort.
Yeah.
But
That effort?
Look at
It's
that.
cutting my circulation.
you
off.
could tell.
Yeah,
That's-
good thing you didn't finish that and somebody goes to
know.
wear it. That would suck. Yeah,
Look.
it's coming apart.
Look, it's coming apart, the yarn.
Okay, so
Anyhow, so that's getting pulled apart. Maybe I'll do some
charity knitting. That would
charity
be
hats,
great. That'd be
maybe
good.
some chemo hats.
Yeah, we know
or-
plenty of people that do that we could pass that
Yes.
along to.
Yes.
Or could you use that? What kind of yarn is that? Is it?
It's sport. It's the Cascade.
But it's wool.
20 Sport. It's superwash wool, yeah.
Oh, okay. So you couldn't use it for knitted knockers. That's what I was thinking.
No knockers.
But you know what? I can't believe we're 4 podcasts in. We've never talked about knitted knockers.
Well, I haven't started on my Michigan ones yet.
Oh. Well,
I
I
got
know,
the
but I mean,
yarn.
we've been doing it as a group,
Yeah.
loosely as a group. We've been doing it for quite some time now. Okay, so I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, you would have seen this post yesterday. I was on a roll knitting and posting
You
yesterday.
were.
It doesn't happen very often, but yesterday, boy,
I was trying
on
to
it.
knit and my phone keeps going bing.
It was me. It was me. So I want to do the fluffy little pom-pom things. Hoping to get my niece turned on to those. Yeah.
Yes.
And I wanted it quick and dirty, so I went to Michael's the other day. And I got some Line Brand woolies.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? Thick and Quick.
Thick and quick.
Okay, so because that's what the pattern called for. And the pattern that I'm doing is
That's an antler hat?
Nope.
Nope.
Looks like it. The November cabled hat.
Oh.
And pretty sure I wouldn't have paid for this pattern either because I don't do a lot of hats. And I'll tell you why here in just a second. So I went by pattern, size 13 needles.
Yeah.
Cascade, Lana Grande is what they call for.
Yeah, but what
Close
size
enough.
needles does it
13.
call for in here?
13.
Okay.
So Casanana's got a great cable. I love the pattern. I love the pattern. So I get down to that far in the pattern. I've done my repeats up here. You have to cast on 60 stitches. You knit this, and then you repeat those.
Yeah.
2 more times.
Decreases, yeah. Mhm.
So the pattern.
Oh, okay.
So
I can't
you're
see with
doing
my
you're
glasses
doing
on.
3 repeats with the cable.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. So love it. It's pretty,
It's big.
but oh my God, is okay. This is why I don't knit hats. I swear it's so simple. Last 3 hats I've knit are too effing big. That's why I said, will it be a frog or a finish? Okay, so here's this.
Like a pointed head.
And I'm still not. Shut up. I still have 1 more decrease round to go. And look at it. Look. I don't. And it's so big.
That is huge.
I mean,
Was it supposed to be slouchy? Did you look on Ravelry and see what other people's patterns look like?
Of course I didn't.
One size is super stretchy and fits nearly everyone in my house, from my husband to my 6-year-old.
This is not this. A 6-year-old could live in this. Could crawl up inside of this. Are you kidding me?
It's supposed to be 9.5 inches from the top of the hat to the brim.
Well,
Do you have
a measuring
a
device?
measuring device handy?
But how could I be so? How could I be so off? I mean, you see what I mean?
I know. Well, the picture you posted, it did not look that humongous.
It's freaking
Yeah.
waterhead
it's really
huge. It's huge.
Yes. It's like...
I swear, a 6-year-old could get up in there. I was pissed off. I was one round from casting off. One stinking round. And I
That's
kept
huge.
thinking as I was knitting it, you know, I wonder. But I was like, well, I'm going to go by the pattern. And, I mean, my gauge is not off so much. The other thing, I guess I should just embrace the fact that I am a yarn snob. I try not to be, because everything has its place, right?
Yeah.
This is great yarn. I don't have a problem with it, but there's 106 yards on this ball. I had 3 friggin' knots in one 106 yard ball. That pissed me off.
Now that's the kind of thing that I will frog a project and just throw the yarn
because
out.
of the way it is, I would challenge you to find them in here. I did
Yeah.
not take them out.
Right.
I thought, screw it, I'm not doing it. But 3 and 106 yards.
Yeah.
I buy 436 yards, 450 yards gains from people.
Yeah.
500 and something with that fiber
And not a
studio, and
single,
not the first knot, and 106 yards, and there's 3 knots.
Well, I mean,
So-
those you get what you pay for. Kind of
Okay,
things.
so here's my quandary, decent knitter. I'm gonna rip it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's no way of
No,
saving
you're
this.
gonna have to.
Okay, I'm gonna rip it out. But then what should I do? Should I cast it on 11 needles? I don't want to dick around with the number of stitches, because you got, there's one of them.
Right.
Because you got cable
This is
stuff
the
going
pattern.
on.
Well, I would do a smaller needle, and I wouldn't do so much ribbing.
Well, that's the other thing. That's
I
10.
would cut
That's
the
10
ribbing.
rows.
I would cut the ribbing in half.
That's 10 rows of ribbon.
Because I mean, look at that. That's like 4 inches. And
Well-
4 inches is like.
When I go down to a smaller needle, though, my problem is that I'm just wondering on a size 11 if it's going to hurt my hands too bad, because this was like tight on a 13.
Well, you'll be able to tell within the first couple of rows of ribbing.
Well, I hate it. I hate it because I bought another similar to this, but
I'm sorry.
last hat I knit was too big too. Before
Is
this
your
one.
gauge usually big?
No, I'm usually pretty close. I mean,
We're
do
going
you
over
have
here to get a tape measure.
do you have a gauge thing?
I do.
Well, then you can check my gauge, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just not destined to knit hats. I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, I was a little hacked off, and so I was pretty sure once you saw it, when you said that yesterday, or be on your head, I thought, yeah, this would be on your head,
Yeah,
over
no.
your head, down to your neck.
No, I have a big head, but it is not
Yeah,
that big.
no,
All right.
This is huge.
Have a tape measure. Yeah, see, it's supposed to be 9.5 inches from top to bottom, and you're already at 10.5.
Okay, so how does that happen?
Either your gauge is off. What's the gauge supposed to be? And this cute little thingy I got at the Salty Sheep. I keep it hanging on my yarn bag.
No gauge given.
Ah, well, there you go.
Size 13 needles. I even double checked my needles to make sure I was working on 13s and that I hadn't
Oh,
screwed
you're
up.
getting like 2 stitches to an inch. Does it even say a gauge on here?
Yeah,
probably
probably.
not.
Oh, it probably
Oh,
does.
wait, 4x4 inches, but it is, oh, there we go. 9 stitches. Oh no, math.
I hate math.
9 stitches and 4 inches. So that's 2 stitches to an inch.
What's that? 2 point something.
2 point something. So yours is a little, gauge is a little bigger because you're getting 2 stitches to the inch. You're supposed to be getting like 2 and 1/8, 2 1/4.
So I'm smaller than what the gauge is then. If I'm supposed to be getting 2
No,
and
it's
some.
bigger. You're supposed to be getting more stitches per
Oh,
inch in
crammed in
here.
there.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
your gauge is
Now you
bigger.
know why I don't do a gauge hardly ever. I hate gauge. Except for a garment, I will do
Yeah.
that. Okay, well, so what do you think? What's my remedy?
I would try.
First remedy is we're gonna fry.
Well,
it.
yeah, first remedy is to pull that effer out.
Yep.
And then the second one, I would use a size 11 needle, and I would only do 5 rows of ribbing. Because that's a lot of ribbing.
Oh, I like the wide rib, but see.
Yeah, but when you
I
put
like,
it on your head,
I like the wide rib, but
that's
I
like
don't like.
4 inches of ribbing. Like I said, and when you put it on your head, look.
Yeah, I like the wide ribbon though, the look of it.
Yeah.
But just not in that big a.
Now it's up my nose.
Yeah. And this yarn isn't bad to knit with.
No.
It really isn't. Would have been much better if I didn't have 3 knots and have to rip it out. But
Or you could just find somebody with a humongous head.
no. That's not gonna happen. I said that to my niece yesterday. I said, I'm knitting this hat. And I said, I need somebody with a pretty big head. I said, you got a big head. And then she just started laughing. She just looked at me like, right.
Well, honestly, but then that wouldn't work either.
What?
Forget.
What were you
I
gonna
was
say?
just going to say you could take out one whole cable, but then there'd only be 2 cables.
Well, see,
that
that
would
was
be
the other
weird.
thing I wondered. But if I'm
Yeah, but then there'd only be 2. And
Yeah,
then you'd
see,
have a
and
cable in the front.
You know what? I didn't
back.
even measure. I didn't even measure to see how long I was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all
That's
right.
a
That's
really
2
cute
things I
pattern,
frogged.
though.
I'm getting ready to frog, but
It's a
I
cute
love the
pattern.
pattern. I love the pattern. All right. Well, that's 2 frogs for
let's
me.
see. I think that's all.
2 frogs and a finish. 2 frogs and 2 finishes, or something like that.
That's
I don't know.
all.
It doesn't matter.
Do you have more to show?
I think
Got
I'm
your cowl?
done. Well, you know what? Because we're talking about frog or finish, that's going to be an ongoing thing. That's not going to get finished before January or by January 1st. So it'll just be that's going to be kind of like a blanket, just an
All
ongoing.
right. Well, tell them all about the knit along then. About the
Okay, so
Ravelry
we're up to our Ravelry page,
stuff.
Full of Knit podcast, and there is a thread opened up for chatter for Frogger Finish, and it's hashtag Frogger Finish 2017 Cal or
Cal 2017. I'll put that down there too.
Yeah, I always get screwed up. I
Yeah.
have to go back and look at a former post to see which
Yeah.
one it is because I get dyslexic.
Yeah.
You can use that on Instagram, and there is a finished thread for finished objects, which obviously that's pretty self-explanatory. Finished. There's a thread for the frogged items, but again, if you'll take a picture of it as a whip, and while you're frogging or after you frog, and post those 2 pictures together in one post on the frogged finished one, that would be great. And we're going to have a prize for each thread. Don't know that they'll be in any particular order, which will be for finished and which will be for frogged, but
the first prize.
I dove deep in my own stash.
Lovely
This is out of my personal
skein
stash.
of skinny singles from Hedgehog Fibers in the colorway Monet. And
And my
then,
bag making friend.
then I spent some time in my sewing room and made this lovely butterfly bag.
And the colors match perfectly. You did a great
I
job
did
matching
good.
that up.
The colors match. So this will be one prize.
And then I dug deep also, again out of my personal stash.
50 Shades of Gradient, and this is the Hydrangea colorway. Look at those pretty
That's the same one I
colors.
used for the Antarctica shawl, just a different colorway, but the same yarn.
And then
Perfect match. Oh my
there's
gosh, you
this
did so good at that.
bag with the lovely green interior. That's the Line Drawstring bag by Jenny Baker. You can find
Is that the pattern that you had last week on the podcast? Or
Yes.
not last week, but whatever week
the
it
last
was.
podcast, yes. So these will be the prizes. There'll be one for the frogs and one for the finishers.
And it's a win-win whether you finish or you frog. Because
Right.
the goal is to free up your needles for 2018 knitting, which that's something else I want to discuss. Oh, there's another finished object.
Got another
little
finished
squirrel.
object. Look at that. That was my little Spicer hat. I don't know if you saw on Instagram, I was doing some bar knitting
Oh my gosh.
a couple weeks ago.
Look at the brim on hers and look at the brim
I
on mine.
know. Well,
That's crazy.
this
That's
is like
crazy.
sport weight yarn, I think.
I know it. That's still crazy.
It is the Blue Sky Spicer hat, and it's the wool.
Since I've already messed my hair up trying this big monstrosity on, can I try that one on?
Sure. Is it wool stock? Wool folk? Wool stock? Hang on. Yeah, wool stock. And a size 7 needle. I thought it was a cute little hat. It needs one of those big fuzzy pom-poms, one of the fake fur ones.
Yeah, I think I'm going to
Maybe
order
like
some
in
of
a
those. You
hot
want me to...
pink or something outrageously colored because the hat's kind of a
Blah. I don't know though. One of those tricolor, bicolor ones, you know what I mean? Would be pretty on it.
Let's see, I put on. Do, do, do.
Yep, one of those fuzzy pom-poms.
Yeah, it needs something because it's kind of a
Plain.
plain.
But it's
What
plain
colorway
pretty.
is it called? It's
I have no
no, this
clue.
one is driftwood. Driftwood.
This looks like a big, huge snowball.
Does.
Oh my gosh.
Are you gonna try it here? I'll finish mine then. You try on the hat.
It's a little toothy. It's a little grabby.
Yeah.
But it's be on your head. You got hair on your head. It wouldn't be for
That's cool.
it wouldn't be for a chemo cap.
No.
For somebody. And I see that fits much better.
Yes.
Much better. Yeah, I've been looking at those pom poms.
Mm-hmm.
That place on Etsy.
Okay.
Achilles
Mhm.
something on Etsy has them. Yarn Hoarder. That's where she got hers from. That's where I got the info from about it. So, all right. So,
I think that's it.
yeah.
No acquisitions for me this week.
Nope.
But,
Nope. But we could help you. We're trying to send you to Knit Picks and trying to send you to Hope Knit Yarn.
I was on Knit Picks myself this morning, so there'll be some acquisitions.
Right, I'm going up there as soon as
Probably by the next time we podcast, hopefully.
I'm going
They
to
will
go
have
check it out
scenters.
myself.
They have some pretty colors.
I don't know there's anything I really need from Knit Picks right now. Although
Need is not.
I know, but while it's on sale though, because you know
Yeah.
I want to do more sweaters next year,
Yes.
so it might not be a bad time to buy sweater quantities.
Right.
You know, could hurt somebody with that.
Yes.
Yeah, I was pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see now it'll probably be another 6 months before I cast on another hat.
Right. So, in a little bit of extraneous chatter, my son was home this weekend.
Oh, there
and-
is no beer segment. But
Yeah, because we're over here and I forgot that I didn't have any beer at home.
Logistics just weren't going to
I
work.
didn't want to stop and buy beer at 9 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know when that's ever stopped.
I
you,
know,
but whatever.
you know. Anyhow, my youngin was home this weekend and he brought us a bottle of whiskey from the Virginia Distillery Company and it's aged in port wine barrels and it was quite tasty. But as we were sitting there and having a drink and cooking dinner and chatting, the subject that we had a podcast came up and he just about fell out of his chair laughing because apparently, you know, we're old and we can't do cool stuff like having a podcast.
Well, like, what, we're not supposed to know
Yes.
anything about it?
I guess, I don't know. He just thought it was really funny and he said, what's the name of it? And immediately went to YouTube and subscribed and then he's texting all his friends and saying, my mom's got a podcast.
Go watch it.
Go subscribe because apparently all these people need to watch knitting podcasts. But hey, so we
whatever,
got some
you
new
never know.
subscribers, so you know what? Tell your kids, tell your friends.
Well, you know, before I started doing YouTube, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff on YouTube that I would have never thought, it would have never occurred to me was on there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
just like through flipping through, you know, my different ones that I subscribe to, knitting podcasts, and now other ones,
Yeah.
I would have never thought. I was like, really? There's a podcast for that? Or
Yes.
I don't know. It just never crossed my mind. So I'm sure there's people who think there's knitting podcasts. I didn't discuss this with you prior to, but I'm pretty sure I don't see any reason why the KAL can't be for crochet stuff too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I didn't say that, and it doesn't
I don't
say
see
it
why
in
not.
the.
Doesn't say it's knitting frog or finish.
No, it doesn't. You're right.
So yeah, if you got your crochet stuff,
Yeah, throw it in there.
Throw it on in.
Throw it in there. No problem. We don't want to leave crocheters out. I'm not one myself. I would like to be one day. Maybe that'll be a goal for 2018.
And another, something else that just came into my head that Mina Phillips
New
sock club.
Oh yeah.
For next year.
Talking about that after we
the pre-orders go on sale this Friday.
Yep.
The 17th. And it sounds like it's going to be really cool where you're going to be able to have a beginner's and a more intermediate or advanced.
Well, you did last year. I mean, you did.
Yeah,
this
I
year.
did this year's, and it was a lot of fun. And this year she's doing, like she said, she's separating it, and it's going to be every other month unless you buy both, and then it'll be every month.
This way you'll have.
But this way, like I told you before on the podcast, I'm one of those. If it's a September sock, it's going to be done in September.
Well, this way you have 2 months to do it.
Yeah, so this way there's a little less.
Instead of one every
a little
month.
less craziness
Unless
going
you
on
do
in my
both
brain.
clubs.
Yeah, unless you do both.
Right.
Clubs. Which I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to do the fancier one.
The fancy one?
Yeah,
you
because I think my basic skills are pretty good.
Oh, well, you're a decent knitter.
I'm a decent knitter.
Hello.
Yeah, now I'm a decent sock knitter. Not like Kay though. I mean, that woman is like. I would like to pit her against one of those circular sock knitting machines because she is fast.
Although I'll tell you what, I've never seen anybody knit as fast as Mina Phillip does.
No.
Knitting expat who's doing the sock club. I've never. If
you
pull
pit her and Kay against each other,
you pull her YouTube video on how she knits her socks. Oh my God! Remember I told you I messaged you months and months ago. I was like, oh my God, you gotta watch this chick. She knits like blinding. It's blinding how fast she knits. So yeah, go check her out. Go check out Hope Knit for the sale on her yarn. Knit picks. Go to our Ravelry page and join in the knit along so you can win a cool prize.
Yes.
And don't forget, I'll be opening up a thread later on today, probably for the
for the little book.
For the book.
For the Never to Be Made Again by Karen baby sweaters.
And that'll just be, a question like the prompt will be, what do you do with patterns that you will never ever knit again?
Yeah.
And then we'll random number generate before we podcast the next time.
Yes.
And send that out to someone.
Yes.
And I think
that's it. Yes. Bye.
Later, y'all.
All right, here I am. Getting ready to burn this stupid pattern. I had to squunch it all up just to get it to light on fire. Like something out of the Blair Witch. Will she set her own self on fire? We're gonna find out. Bye-bye, hated baby sweater. Oh, hey, this works.